Okay, so we know Hal's take on the Apex scene situation, but here is Snip3down with a pretty logical and rational take that actually makes sense.
Honestly, comp Apex is not in a good spot right now. Orgs are leaving, new orgs aren't coming in. TSM only good team? Well, that's just not true either. And this is like the biggest thing right here. This is the biggest thing right here. Liquid dropping their roster and they were the second best team in all of Pro League. Team Liquid dropping their team when they were one of the best in the world signals EA mismanaging the esport. Wasn't there supposed to be esports Apex skins? Yes, but EA dropped the ball and decided to basically refuse any type of decent revenue sharing, which orgs have basically said out loud. That's basically why that is literally why Liquid left. There's a reason that like you have to think about things from an organization standpoint. You're paying players decent sum of money to play under your org, and you have games like, you know, you have Rocket League, Call of Duty, Halo, just League of Legends, all these top esports that provide revenue sharing with organizations to allow them an extra avenue to pay the players a good livable salary without having to think of it as a net loss. So in a business sense, it's manageable when there is some sort of revenue sharing in a way for these orgs to make money back. Now, with what EA chose to offer the orgs, it seems that there is a large disconnect between what EA was willing to offer and what the orgs were willing to accept that would not have given these orgs enough sustainability to offer these large salaries to pay for these teams that deserve it based on viewership that Apex has, and EA is choosing not to provide any revenue to these orgs that would allow them to stay in the game. I mean, that's just what it is at the end of the day, and that's why you have and if you want to listen, you can have orgs like XSET and the Guard and these orgs that are coming into the game, which is great. But when you have big tier 1 orgs like Liquid, C9, and which are established orgs, these are established orgs that have investors that they need to report to. That's a bigger issue than looking at smaller orgs like XSET and Guard that are trying to get their foot in the door in the first place because they don't have those like top teams. But when tier 1 orgs are pulling out, that means that they see glaring issues with the sustainability as compared to these lower tier orgs that are just trying to get their foot in the door and get a team and then hope for the best. And a lot of these lower orgs are willing to pay more money to get good teams than these tier 1 orgs are willing to shell out because they have investors that they have to report to. So like if you weigh it and think about it like that, it's not a 50-50 one org out, one org in. These tier 1 orgs that are leaving, they see something that is a glaring issue. They see a unsustainable ecosystem that will never provide them a way to make a return on investment. And these other orgs that are coming in are just hoping to be seen. They're hoping to get their name in there next to the TSMs, next to the phases, next to all these other big orgs that are in the game. They're just hoping to get their name in that mix, and then hopefully things pan out in the future. But it's not just a one out, one in. Like, that is the biggest misconception that you can think of. When tier 1 orgs are leaving the space, that is very, very bad.
Okay, so if you didn't watch Hal's take on this situation with orgs leaving Apex, I recommend you watch that video first. But I think there is a combination from what Snipe is saying and what Hal is saying. Because if orgs are losing money with their Apex rosters and they are not even performing well to get some exposure, then honestly there is no reason to keep in them. But anyways, this was Zipp and I'll see you in the next one. See you.